I think we've got trouble here. Big, big trouble.
Welcome back to Retro Wednesday. It's Tide Hanger. This is Mike, and today I want to take a quick look at the Ectoglow heroes that you can get right now on Hasbro Pulse. I got me 3 sets, and I'll talk about that. Also, I've gotten in my flip order, and this is glow-in-the-dark version, and it's important because the hand works on Scareglow. We'll get into that at the end of the video. This is mostly about the Ectoglows, but still going to be a pretty quick video overall. Checking out the flipboard, checking out flipping off, and all that fun stuff coming up. Starting out looking at the box, I want to kind of just go through this quickly. I'm sure you've seen this on 6 other videos, people showing this stuff, but for posterity purposes, it's there, and we can see it. And I'm not sure why they decided to cut this room thing out. I'm sure it was something from the 80s that was fun. Shows all 4 of the figures that are in there. And we get the ghosts, which are reuse from different characters. It's interesting how they did it back in 1991. I think 91 is when this happened. Anyway, let's get in and take a look at these figures. Alright, starting out, this is how the packaging looks, and we're going to look at all of these. I do want to just point out real quick something that all of these first series ones, and these are original from the 80s, they have just the same exact bendy wand. These look like the beam going in all kinds of directions, which was a really cool touch that they did, as opposed to just all of them being exactly the same. So that's one comparison, but you're going to notice each one's different in their own little curly, twisty way, and so with that, that's a whole lot of fun there. And then let's get around to the back of this, and it shows, looks like, well, this is Ray, and they're showing Peter Venkman. And then the 4 figures. So there's not a whole lot going on here. The original one had like 50 things on it because they had a whole lot of stuff going on. Evidently, this is all they've got going on now. Hopefully, as they progress, they show everything that's been made for this line in the Ectoglow. As they put another Ectoglow go out, I want to see an upgrade on the Cardbacks. Egon's Cardback. Now, and this is fun because these things are like $500 to $1,000 each if you try to get them off of eBay or something. Maybe toy shows you can get a little bit cheaper if you come across a set. And so to get them just remade and be able to open them and do stuff with them for $80, it's not bad. I mean, I was kind of hoping for 70, but 80 is still great plus tax. And if you're going to get free shipping on these too, because it's over the $75. So this set is free shipping for anyone, even if you don't have the premium. So that's Egon's. And I will kind of show Egon is the only one that I already had. Got it at a toy show for $3 and paid like $50 for this. But we'll be doing some more comparisons side by side when I get them out of the package. Winston Zeddemore's, and one of the things I want to point out, I didn't know they had masks originally, because all this time all I had was this one Egon and nothing, and then eventually I got a backpack for him, and then now we get everything. Well, I guess I got the ghost for him too. But you get ghosts and masks and stuff. I guess Egon's the most common. Is that why I got it for $3? But then the back of it's the same. All the backs are the same, except they do have their file card, which is kind of cool. Peter Venkman, and I do like, oddly enough, I do like the extra paint, the name on the figure. I don't know. I mean, you could have the name, like a name tag or a name on your shirt or something. So that's not too far-fetched, actually. You know, if you got a service person coming over there, they might have a name on their shirt. So they're service people servicing the ghost-busting needs of New York, is it? But, okay, anyway, here we go. So I'm not sure if this is even, picking them up. But here is, they got charged in the light. I'll try to brighten it up in, I don't know if it gets closer to it. I'll try to brighten it up in editing. But my camera does not pick up glow in the dark very well at all, but they look pretty good. And here is vintage. Should be glowing. Should be able to see it. Pretty bright. They're all holding a pretty good glow right now. All right, so here they are out of the package. Just magically, I just reached in there and grabbed them out like a ghost went in there and pulled them out. I know people like to watch unboxings, but to me it's a waste of time. I hate hearing the crinkling sound, but some people it's a fetish, kind of like a foot fetish or... Okay, we're going to stop with the fetishes, but this is a fun set to have, and since I got 3, one reason is so I can have them out of the package guilt-free. And of course the other reason is because if down the road maybe I get my hands on some vintage ones and maybe I want some masks for vintage ones for the vintage set or something along those lines. They did make them different enough. I think everything's different enough that you could tell the difference between the two without having to really stress too hard about it. But we are going to start, we're going to go one by one, but we're going to start with Winston. All right, so Winston Zeddemore and his ghost, his rapper ghost. So I guess we could look up and see. I think he came originally with Ray Stantz, but I don't know Ghostbusters well enough. I just looked at some pictures online and got a little confused and said I don't want to try to track down where all these ghosts originally came from. They did just reuse ghosts. I think every ghost, including that one, which I've never seen before, has been reused. Now they do have the wand. It still does this action, and they have paint on them. It says Winston on the leg. You've got blue and some other stuff. You've got the Ghostbuster symbol looking very sharp, and actually there's not a lot. There's paint on them, but not a lot. There is paint on the masks. I don't know if the original ones had eyes and stuff painted on them. I'd have to look that up, but I don't have any of those. Very good looking figure. We are going to do a side-by-side with an original vintage one here in just a second. Here is the ghost, and he does have painted eyes. I think the originals didn't, because the 2 I have don't have paint on eyes or anything, but that could have just been that one character. And with that, here is the backpack. The backpacks are all exactly the same, I believe, and you can, I don't want to do this on all of them, clip this on here, and it'll hold it, but I'm not going to bother with that. The glow-in-the-dark stuff, I think, is a little more fragile, so be careful with them. Mine are all just going to be holding these in my display, and that's going to be fine for me. Bring in Winston. And originally he came with, you thought I was going to pull out an original ectoglow? No, then I probably wouldn't have been buying these or so excited about these if I already had, $2,000 or $3,000 worth of ectoglows. I've just got the $3 worth. All right, so this is based on the mold that they redid, so it looks a little bit smaller of a figure, but this might be deceiving, but very, very close. It's like how they did. These all I got from my friend's collection, and I wouldn't have bothered going after them, but $50, he had all 4 of them, and only one of them had a broken beam, and so that's not a big deal to me, and it's nice to have them. So there they are. The portraits, the faces look very similar. They just went with a different skin tone, but the new one seems just thinner all around. But that might just be my perspective. Then the backpack's really hard to tell. One thing I will say is you cannot swap backpacks. It is a bigger hole and a thicker hole. So no backpack swapping going on around here. And there's Winston. Let's move on to the next one. There's his ghost. Next, we're going to get into Peter Venkman. Venkman comes with this arachnid ghost, which I've never seen it in person, but people say that this ghost, I guess you can put it on your finger, and that this ghost went with something else originally, and then they just made it glow in the dark, painted smite. Well, I don't think Kidder painted the eyes on it, but anyhow, it's so nice to see Kidder on the packaging again. That's kind of cool too. And here's Peter Venkman. Here's his mask. He's got green eyes. I guess the original one had green eyes too. So green eyes, super green eyes. And it doesn't carry over into the mask. It says Peter. He's got some green and some hypercolor stuff on him. This feels very 80s too. Like we'd had stuff with strange colors like that. Ocean Pacific made clothes that was very similar to this back in the day. There is the ghost symbol. This works. That's what his beam looks like. All this is new to me. And I was at the mercy of sellers telling me, yeah, that's the right one for Egon. And I'm like, I trust you, I guess. Well, the seller was right. So, and let's pull this off and do a side-by-side comparison with this one. Here's the odd part. I don't even know what ghosts came with them. I got a bag of ghosts. Never even bothered to find out what ghosts originally came with each one of these, but I'm sure all the ghosts are there. And there's Venkman, very close, just like the regular ones you get at Walmart were very close. They did a really good job. Unlike some of the Star Wars stuff, these actually are really, really close. Very nice. And get the job done. And with that, not much more to say other than let's test this out. I think somebody was talking about this, that the masks are improved and they will fit on the vintage figures. Right, here's Ray Stantz with his Gel Jaw Ghost. Gel Jaw Ghost got a big old mouth. You can stick your finger in there. A lot of holes to stick fingers in Ghosts. Again, I'm not sure if he was originally painted. I just think his eyes are update painted. And then there's his face and all that. It says Ray. Got his Ocean Pacific costume on. They look like they're in tracksuits. Like they're all, instead of the regular gear, like they're in tracksuits. Like they're a varsity warm-up tracksuit. And that's what it looks like. Here is what his energy beam looks like, so you can see what's going on there. And then I'll bring in the original one. And there he is, looking like Ray Stantz. And let's see his face. I got some paint wear on this. And I will say this, they're still kind of front heavy when he's holding up the beam. I think a lot of people are going to say don't do it, but I use the beam as a third leg. And there we go with Ray Stantz. Alright, so the finale here on these is Egon. And the big deal about the Egon is because I've had him all this time. And I even had his ghost, which showed up in a lot. I don't even know how I got the ghost. I was like, oh, that's cool. Cheap, it was easy. I actually have two. I think I have a third one somewhere. That one looks better. Put that one out here. And then there's the new ghost, and they look the same. Exactly the same, except this has painted eyes. And so I think they wanted to go out of their way to make sure that you didn't say, hey, this is vintage. But I mean, those are like $10. It's not like that ghost is going for like 50 or 80 bucks or anything. It's just like a $10 ghost. Some of the other ghosts that are ectoglow are more expensive and harder to get. I think Egon is the more common for some reason. I don't know why in the ectoglow range. Here he is. He's got glasses. You know how he has them. He's looking over his glasses. Just kind of that whole look. Same thing going on right here. And he's got his pretty cool hairdo from the cartoon. And yeah, these are definitely not from the movie. I guess the whole concept of ectoglow is that they all got slime and the slime is glowing. And Egon shows the tracksuit and Ocean Pacific stuff that's going on. Now, him next to the vintage one, they look very, very similar. I will say the vintage one is darker and more faded, and just with time, I wonder how many more of these have darkened and faded over time, as to where this is bright and fresh and brand new. So there's a lot of fun to having this bright and fresh and brand new. And even though the glowing effect still works very well on this one, it's still nice to have this nice and brand new. And of course, the helmet would work, the face mask would work. Now I got a complete vintage one, theoretically, with a repro face mask. Let's do this also. Bring him in the original. And here he is. And he's got a Ray Stantz lasher because my buddy's broke. So energy beam, not blaster. This is not Star Wars. It's not a Star War. Anyway, that's how they look. Egon. Now, I didn't want to mislead anybody. I am not doing a flip or review. I'm just showing that here's the figure. We're going to energize him a little bit and see what's going on. I'm more interested in the middle finger accessories that came with them, which I pulled one out. And here's the difference in the colors of hands for flip or versus Scareglow. So the hand difference is a little bit different. And that's fine with me. It still looks really good. Scareglow has a super glow to him. And so we're going to test the glow on Flipor. But before we do that, we're going to let these charge in the light a little bit longer. And there's the Flipor figure who glows in the dark also. Comes with his backpack and all the flipping stuff. And he's got his flipping mechanism to flip his stuff into his backpack. And there is the back of it showing all the different color variations, the stuff that's going on. Glow in the dark super green glow. That's Very, very 80s of this. And then inside the box, what's in the box? Now, you didn't get to enjoy the unboxing fetish here, but here's some more hands, some packaging, mini. You get all 4. I wonder if that one glows in the dark. Does it glow in the dark? Minifigure glow in the dark so that he can hold them. And you get another head. And you get the staff of Nefertiti or something. And then you get the cloak of Tarjay and all this stuff. But I'm not opening this. I'm keeping this stuff. I know you can just open it and slide it off. But I'm still keeping it sealed in the package. I have got to hand it to Mad Hatter. Holy crud. This is the most glowing I have seen on my camera ever, under any circumstance. And that's including, like, these guys back here in the back. They're all glowing. You can't really see it, but dang, this thing. Scareglow glows like crazy. This thing glows even more. Now, it's because it doesn't have paint on it. It's just, like, completely bare bones. But wow. Great job. It's fading. Oh, it's fading out. It's fading out. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a quick look at the Scareglow stuff, the ectoglow stuff, Scareglow figure, Flipboard figure, with the middle finger, and on the Scareglow. And I want to say this. This is the beginning of a long line of ectoglow stuff. There's the... I didn't have to cancel my Ecto one because I actually got a set of figures from them. Thank you. And then there's going to be the Ecto Copter Chopper. I'm going to get 3 of those. There's going to be... I'll probably only get 1 set of the glow-in-the-dark ghosts. I don't feel good about buying the Slimer and the Stay Puff for full price, which is probably going to be like $40 for the set or $50 for the set, when I got them for $4 each for the standard ones, but they're going to glow in the dark. And then they're going to do Tully. Tully's missing from this line, and it's coming. Probably 2026. And whatever else they do. A Janine and a few other things, and I'm going to stay up on it and be excited for it and have a loose set and, of course, a sealed set going forward, and got to keep up with it. But a lot of fun. I'm not huge into Ghostbusters, but this got me. This definitely got me. Let me know what you guys think about this. What do you think about the Flipboard? What do you think about Scareglow being able to use the middle finger and all that kind of stuff? Like, subscribe. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Teddy Hanger out.
This came in just before you went up to fight Gozer. It's your new uniforms.
What we didn't know, of course, was that there was an even bigger menace growing right beneath our noses.
Can't we talk this over?
Move!
Let me try.
Come on, whoa!